guys, BBI here. I want to stop and say thanks for tuning in and checking out whatever the video is about that's about ready to come up next. If you could take a minute and hit subscribe, I greatly appreciate it. And if you enjoy what you've seen here, make sure to hit the like button. We'd greatly appreciate your support. Anyhow, guys, all that aside, let's get on with the show. This is a tough one, but I got to take it square on the chin. Guys, I messed up. We messed up over here as a team, me and my wife. This kind gentleman, he called and says, hey, BBI, I got a question for you. And I said, yeah. He goes, do you feel like working on my midnight special? And I said, oh, but I'm sorry, I can't. He goes, what do you mean you can't? I said, man, I'm not taking on any more new work right now. And he goes, no. You don't understand. You already have my amplifier. And I said, I don't have any more midnight specials like 700s, because he said, do you want to work on my 700? He goes, well, I know you have it. It shows you signed for it. And you've had it since May of last year. It's like, that's not even possible. I'm working in November of last year. And he goes, no, it's there. Well, that led into a two-day hunt for this amp. I was, first off, incredibly apologetic, okay? And I got to take 100% responsibility because this all falls down on my shoulders. The buck stops with me, okay? I took down all his information and we went digging. So we determined a couple things in our process of digging over here, because it wasn't sitting on the shelf with any of the other products that are here. We couldn't find it. And I was like, babe, this thing is here. And so that led into a discussion on why we have to have everything taken out of boxes. So we started digging around and we see this RM Italy box sitting off in the parts pile. Now there's a big giant stack of cardboard boxes with parts that we order for this, that, or the other things, tins, cases, tubes, all kinds of things. Just huge myriad of parts. So when she sees it comes in and she determines in her mind after years of doing this that, oh, it's parts, she makes a little mental note, she hands it off to me in a sticky, and then she puts it in that pile. Well, down in this pile was this RM Italy box, and we went, oh, wait a minute. What made me think that it might be it is because it was the right size. Now, he was telling me that it was in a UPS box, but we literally took everything off the shelves, went through every stack of every single thing we had here, and we couldn't find it. Now, I did a cute little survey yesterday. I have nothing short of 2,000 plus private videos, and YouTube doesn't let me have anything more than about 1,000 public videos right now for you guys to review. I have 958 public videos. That's over 4,000 videos, okay, currently out there for people to use or have as a reference or whatever, and I have never lost an amp. Not one. Plus the 800 here, that's almost 5,000 plus pieces of equipment. And I thought, my God, has the day finally come where I've lost one? Or I sent one to the wrong person, which also hasn't happened yet. I've come close. I figured out the amp was going to the wrong place and I had them switched in route and shipping. But so we go over and we start digging through the parts pile, and sure enough, in this RM Italy box was this midnight special. So, since he has waited longer than any other customer I've ever had to have his equipment even just looked at, and come to find out it's just a bunch of little small things, I told him I would jump on this ASAP and we're going to get this done ASAP for him. So, he sent me a very nice, long, detailed, very well thought out note. And brother, we're going to make all this happen. We're going to add bias to this thing. We're going to get the most out of it. We're going to change the capacitors in it. I'm going to add 4 feet to it It's like one here, one here, one here, and one here. So we can do something novel with it. We're going to make it so it sits like this. So these fans can pull fresh air in from the outside, and it's going to vent them out here. But we're going to put a very nice 120 millimeter fan here, rotating air down across the heatsink fins, across the top. Because guess what? Heat rises, and the heatsink is where most of the actual transfer of heat goes through, is through these fins. Imagine that, right? We're going to face that so it's up. I'm going to put rubberized feet on it so it can sit on top of a table. This thing is absolutely in mint condition. Apparently he got this from, you know who, the brother in blue over there. Name starts with an X. And right after he got it, it quit. He took it to his local technician. The technician determined it had something to do with the variable. So before we go much further, less talk, more do. Let's pop the lid off and see what we got going on the inside. Okay. Let's see what we got going on the inside of this little blue gem. Okay. So the variable did get burned up. It looks like they replaced it with a Chinesium variable. They moved the voltage divider down here to the relay. Here's our preamp, and there's no bias. It's got PP60s in it. So one PP60 driving 4 PP60s. This is all stuff we've seen before. Okay, well, let's go ahead and we'll start here. Take that off. Let's move this out of the way so we don't get it all scratched up. Try and keep it as clean and as mint as we possibly can. It looks like they already did some kind of positive negative wire power upgrade here. But then this is our plug harness. I don't like this. This is dangerous to me. So let's see, what do we got going on down in here? I will give them this. All the connections are, well, that's just crimped. That's not soldered, or it might be soldered. It's probably soldered. It dripped out of the end of the eyelet. That's a common thing. So let's take this plug apart real quick. Okay, soldered. So I'm going to change that out to black wire. I'll feel safer about that. Now, this here, if you're using this on a power supply, Mr. D, the power supply's got should have crowbar protection in it. Now, according to your note, you have a 50 amp supply. And at 50 amp supply, if you keep tripping it, that tells us a couple things. And what that's telling us is that one, the amplifier is drawing more current than what the 50 amp supply is pulling or able to produce. Okay? It means you're going to need a bigger power supply. The second thing it's telling us, number two, the second thing that that's telling us is that it's got crowbar protection in it. This is not necessary, this fuse. All this is a current restricting device. If you're going to use this in your car, you're going to put this fuse not here at the amplifier, but as close to the battery source as you can put it. You don't want to put it down here, all the way down here. You want to put this as close to the battery as you possibly can. I see that you added an extra fuse block. We can do a power wire upgrade here because, well, let's go ahead and run through this real quick. We're going to do what I call the Teflon test. If it is TP FE wire, here's a piece of Teflon wire just chilling. If it's actual Teflon wire, we should be able to touch our soldering iron to it and not have any melting or deformation of the wire at all. Very heat resistant. See, no damage to the jacket whatsoever. No damage. This power wire that's here melts. Teflon, Teflon, not Teflon. That means that's not Teflon. Teflon, Teflon, not Teflon. Teflon. Okay, so it means this has to be changed. It means this has to be changed. In turn, this has to be changed. While we're in here, we're going to grab this, get rid of these little resistors, which are too small to do the job in the first place safely. These aren't even 1 watt resistors. I gotta take this call, guys. I'll be back. Okay. phone call took a lot longer than I thought it would. And I couldn't just sit here and talk on the phone. I had to keep going. So, apologize, y'all. Let's build our bias circuit together. So as you guys are just watching and following along, as I'm sure you all were, pulled a bunch of these caps off, and none of them were the right value. And this was our output tuning capacitor. We've had a lot of failures with these, so I'm just looking out and went in and changed it, went to a metal clad capacitor in the back, and removed all the blue garbage caps. From over here, I've got to do the driver's section yet. But went and upgraded all your resistors, did the power wire upgrade, modified and made new combiners and splitters on this thing for you. Replaced the positive lead coming over here with actually not 22 gauge wire. This is 12 and it's Teflon, so it should be more than adequate to carry the current. So now let's put your bias circuit in here real quick, which should take no time at all. And these are our load resistors. They'll sit right here. We're going to make this fit inside this little tiny cabinet, come hell or high water. I swear to God. It's really good. So you guys have crossed over into the land of unknownium. I hate going down this rabbit hole, but I got to do it about every 3 or 4 years. And, 100% of my work and 100% of my ability to work with people comes through my cell phone. Well, my cell phone's gotten so slow in the last year. Toward the other day, I literally wanted to throw it out the window of my truck as I was driving down the road. Because I simply went to go look at what somebody had texted me, and I had sat there for probably a good minute and a half waiting just for the text window to load, and then I had to wait for probably another good 45 seconds just to get the picture to load. Well, imagine getting a couple hundred texts a day. That's like an hour of your day spent sitting around waiting for your phone to do its business. And no, I don't have any bloatware, all that's been removed, and yes, I've got enough memory on my phone, and everything's been moved to the SD card, and I've done all that. It's just the phone is a 4-year-old phone, and it's done me well. It's an LG V20, and I loved this phone. I never wanted to get rid of it. I was going to run it till it dies. My wife's got the exact same phone, but she is a little bit more abusive to electronic equipment than myself, and she has dropped her phone a bunch, and so this is the third V20 that she's had, and I think the chipset's starting to have problems with it because her phone runs like a Swiss watch. Click, 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 everything loads, da 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 da, loads. See, somebody has texted me here. I unlock my phone and I go to look at the text. I'm going to spend a good 4 minutes just waiting to look at the text. So I said, all right, so be it. I accept this is the way things are in life. It's time for me to go and get myself a new phone. And I have been looking at new phones now for 3 days. Researching the crap out of it. First off, your cellular providers are ripping you off. I mean, straight up, flat out, ripping us off. You can go buy an unlocked phone, brand new in the box, with all the stuff on it for that network, for like $400, but then you go into the store, man, they want $1,000 for the same phone. I'm like, what? And then when you ask them, well, what's the difference? Well, it comes with our warranty, and it comes with our service, and our... Yeah. I don't think that's worth an extra $600, honestly. And they don't give you any break for paying for the phone right there on the spot. That's the other thing I think is bunk. I hate making payments on stuff. I'd rather just pay for it all in one shot, be done with it. I don't know. But you're going to see a dramatic change in my phone. I can't stand this anymore. That and the phone started to crash a bunch, and I'm having to pull the battery and do hard resets on it quite often. So we're going to make a change. All right, let's mount this. Okay, so we're on the 2950 and we're on 14 volts, and let's zoom in over here real quick. Let's go take a look at this real fast. Here's my drive. Hello, audio, about 20 watts going in. And now what we're after to find out is what we got going on for bias. Hello, audio. Hello, audio, 1, 2, 1, 2. Just perfect. Nice, safe operating voltages. Okay, so now we got all this set up. Metal clads on the output and all the right kind of capacitors every which way. Let's go ahead and let's zoom out of here a little real fast. And let's take a minute. Let's go ahead and hook up our bias circuit. So now we can start applying some positive voltage to our input transformers. So now we got bias on our input or output section. Let's see what we got going on for power now. Hello. Hello. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hello. Almost 600. Hello. Hello. About 560. Perfect. I'll slide this post forward. Is that going to clear the lid? Oh yeah, lots of room to spare. All right, so one last thing we gotta add, which is the bias circuit for the driver section. And I'll make this thing full class B. We're just going to piggyback this right off of this output circuit. Not output circuit, right off of this bias resistor. Okay. Hello. Hello, audio. Nice. Hello, audio. Hello, audio. Hello, audio. 1 2 1 2. Hello. Now let's go over here. Fire up our spectrum. Fire up our oscilloscope. Hello, 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 hello. I'm not liking that. Not liking this. Really not. Hello, audio. Hello. Hello. It sure tones down the sensitivity. Hello, audio. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Hello, audio. 1 2 1 2 audio. It's not looking bad on the spectrum analyzer at all. Audio 1 2 1 2. Hello, come in. Let's try it on upper. Let's do lower sideband. Hello, audio 1 2. Audio 1 2. Audio 1 2. So let's turn on our sideband delay. Hello, audio 1 2 1 2. Let's turn the amp off. Hello, audio 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay, those harmonics are there with the radio. Hello, audio 1 2 1 2 1 2. Beautiful. See where our power output is on sideband. Hello, audio. Hello, audio. We didn't lose anything that way. And let's try this one more time on our ICOM. Upper sideband. Hello, audio. Okay. Hello, audio 1 2. Hello, audio 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 audio. Test 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 1 2. Hello, audio 1 2. All right, because this coax that I got hooked up to the ICOM is not that leaky. It's actually really low loss. Hello, audio 1 2. Hello, come in. 1 2. Hello, Roger. 1 2. Hello, BBI. Hello, audio 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Let's turn our amp up on its side so we can get a little bit of cooling. Hello, audio 1 2 1 2. Hello, audio 1 2 1 2. Hello, audio. Hello, audio. It's a beautiful thing. Hello, audio 1 2 1 2. Hello. Now, let's take ourselves a look. Where we're at with temperatures on things. This little guy's getting hot. This all looks good. Well, Mr. David, like I promised in the beginning of this video, we got little rubberized feet on the bottom of this thing bolted down. It's designed to sit on its tin, on its lid, roof, top. Nice little semi-quiet fan, moving a buttload of air across these heat sinks. Now, as soon as you get this, you're going to be like, well, I want to turn down, I want to make the fan silent. Not a good idea. This is really not enough heat sink to adequately cool these 5 transistors without air. Hence the reason we don't want it sitting other way around. Okay? Now the upside to having the little fans on the bottom is it's moving just a swoosh worth of air through the inside of the cabinet to keep the bias resistors cool. That's a good thing. So, at the end of the day, you got yourself a 600 watt sideband box. Now, before I go any tighter in on the frame, I did go ahead and I replaced your positive wire, the red wire, with actual black 8 gauge for you. Not too sure what you want me to do with the fuse holders. Of course, I'll discuss that with you tomorrow once I get with you on the phone. The power wire feeding the amp is enough to get the job done. Let's go over here and let's take a look at the final results. Hello, audio, 1 2 1 2 1 2 audio. Beautiful. Hello, audio, 1 2 1 2. Now your results are going to vary. Hello. You hit this with a little bit harder than a 20 watt radio. 30-35 watts is more than acceptable for this little blue amp. But this is as best as I can make it. I only had to change out these parts over here. All of this is non-Teflon. All of these are capacitors that just change with the heat value. So the more you get that cap hot, the more it devalues. So you got a box that's completely full of Teflon now. And runs. I mean runs. And it's going to keep running for a long time. Now it does have the PP60 transistors in it, which would be a rough cross, not an exact cross, but a rough cross for the 1446. And I think that's why we're shallowing up on the power just a little bit. But I did just do another one of these where the guy didn't want to put any kind of real money into it. He just wanted to get it running again. Where it did roughly about 600 watts. And that's really all you're going to expect from this. And it had the 1446s in it. Or the little small body 455s. Same thing. But Mr. D, I truly, truly apologize from the bottom of my heart that this thing has been sitting here for so long. As soon as you called me, I immediately recognized there was a problem, and I hope you recognize it. I'm honest and sincere about the fact that I apologize how long it's been here. I did not know. And, well, as you can see, I very quickly expedited getting the thing out of here. So, on that note, gentlemen, I got to run away. I got a bunch of other projects I got to go take care of. I think the next up is a dual 800 box that I need to change the relays to these little Jennings. These little Jennings vacuum relays. Which would be kind of cool. So, on that note, gentlemen, bump bump from the biggest duck in Idaho. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.